Alright, hi everyone. Just want to make a quick video here. If you play Magic the Gathering like I do, you're well aware of our current foil issues with the cupping and the pringling um, that they're coming in right now. Uh, you know, not much more to say that. Just compare it to normal stack of cards, you can see the bow there. So I want to try and flatten these out. I've heard a bunch of different ways from people at my LGS or online to flatten these out. Everything from putting them under a stack of books to burying them in desiccant to dry them out, putting them on a heater. I don't particularly like any of those ideas, mostly because I don't want to handle the desiccant, or I don't want to take up my desk or my workshop with a bunch of book piles for however long it's going to take. So I got to thinking, and I remember that when I was a kid, my mom would dry and press flowers, and she would use something called a flower press. And I thought, well, if it's good enough for flowers, maybe it's good enough for Magic the Gathering cards. So I couldn't find one at my local craft store, so I made one. And to make one of these, you're going to need 2 pieces of sanded plywood. You want to use plywood because if you use regular lumber can sometimes come also with a little bit of a cup or a warp to it. So use the sanded because it comes flat. You want 2 pieces, and then you're going to, about the same size. These are about 14 by 10, but you can make them whatever size you want. I probably wouldn't go much bigger than this though. You're going to need 4 carriage bolts, and a carriage bolt is just a bolt that has this little square bit on the end, and this on the end here, like that. And the square bit will prevent the bolt from turning when you screw it down. So you put the 2 pieces of wood together, drill the holes in the corners for the bolts on both pieces, and then what we're going to do is we start with a piece of cardboard, just regular corrugated cardboard. You can just cut up a box that you might have laying around the house, or you can buy it at any of those big box stores in the arts and crafts section. So you start with cardboard. And what the cardboard's going to do is it's going to let air pass underneath. And then there are 2 ways I read you can do this. So the first way is you start with some newspaper. So I just got the weekly flyer from my local grocery store. Put it on top of the cardboard, and then lay out the cards in a single layer, like so. We have a few different sets here: Commander Legends, Kaldheim, Core 20, just to test different sets, because I guess there can be different printers for different sets. So, all right. So after you put the cards down, you put another piece of newspaper on top, and the newspaper is just going to act as a way to wick away the moisture in the cards. And then another piece of cardboard on top. And what's nice about this is you can, as high as you can get the carriage bolts, you can put as many layers as you want. So, as opposed to like putting them all under a book or something. Yeah. So the other way we can do this is we can use a paper towel. It's just a regular old paper towel, and we'll do just a few more on this one to see if that works, or to see how this works. And then another paper towel on top, and another piece of cardboard. Now, when you have all your layers in here that you want, you take your top piece of the press and get the bolts aligned with the holes. Press it down as far as you can. And then you're going to take these little thumb screws. You can just buy these at your local hardware store. They're probably like, I don't know, a few cents to $1 a piece or something. Put them on the bolts, just like so. And then screw them down as far all the way down, and then just tighten them until you don't want them too tight, but just until they don't seem to want to turn anymore. They get hard to turn. There we go. Alright, so now we have the cards in the press. They don't fall out. And you do the shake test. If this works, what I'm hopeful this will do is that you can take this, you can keep this in a warm, dry place for, I don't know, I guess we'll try a week and see how they look after that. And you can put this in a drawer or under a desk or something, and free up your living space a little bit, as opposed to using books or nasty chemicals and stuff. So, all right, we will come back in a week and see how they look. All right, we're back. It's been a week with our cards and our handy flower press here. I've got some other cards here that we didn't put in for comparison sakes. They're still pretty cupped and bowed. So let's open this up and see how they look. I don't think I mentioned it last time, but you want to use probably a 3/4 inch plywood for this. If you use anything thinner, you might end up bending the plywood, and that is not what you want to do. So let's take these off. And lift up. Set that aside. And first we have the paper towels. Let's see how those look. Well, some look better than others. So this one's from Kaldheim. That looks pretty straight compared to one of these over here. You can see, there we go. Yeah, a little bit of a bow. Looks pretty straight. These from Commander Legends are better, but they're not quite as flat as the Kaldheim one. Let's move these over here. Let's see if the newspaper did any better. Take these off. And these actually look a little better. This one's from Core 20. That looks as good as the Kaldheim. Commander Legends still has a little bit of a bow into it, but it's still much better. This flesh bag was quite bad before, and it's much better now. So, yeah. So all in all, I'd say these worked out pretty well. We might leave these in here for another week and see if they improve at all. There is a little bit. I might have screwed these down a little too hard. There is a little bit of waffling. That's probably from the cardboard. You can see that if I do that. So just be careful how tight you screw it down. And if you try this, let me know how it works in the comments. All right, thanks.